Okay, so first things first, my YouTube is God's Way 1019 because everybody keeps getting booted out of my live. And to be honest, if I were the person on my phone, I'd be booting people out the live too. Because when you live a life of lies, let me turn this down. When you live a life of lies, you can't afford for people to know anything about you because every small thing will unravel everything that you've built. So that's what I'm here for, is to unravel all the lies that these people have been living on. They've built their life on a house of lies, and it is what it is. So to put it, well, we'll see how long this goes. How do I even start this? I really my life is like a video game at this point. I am in a video game. Somebody wrote me in. And I can't lie. I would love to go back to my graceful, elegant energy. I'd love to go back to a space where, I can be comfortable in being myself. But I guess God has other plans. God is like, well, you could be that, but you got to be something else as well, because I can't get it. I can't always, and it's not always straightforward. It's not always, they want a lot from me. And I'm comfortable with one thing at a time. Because if you're going to put me in a fighting position, let me fight. Let me do my thing, because I could do that. But then you're like, don't be angry. Forgive. Be peaceful. What? Yo. I have to choose. I have to be both. I have to be a graceful fighter or some shit like that. I don't know, what people want from me. I don't know what God wants from me. I really don't know. So from time to time, I just do what I want and I face the consequences. That's just what it's gonna be. Because I know God doesn't really prefer me talking like this. I know that for sure. I know God prefers me to be like love and light publicly. But the public in Toronto knows what's happening to me. So it's like, I know I'm justified in whatever happens to everybody and everybody around them. I know I'm justified in that because people have had enough years of knowing me to know that I don't bother anyone ever. I've never bothered anyone. So people decided to take money on my head. They did divination. They purposely got to see something that they probably should not have seen. They only saw parts of the story. They thought that it was, not they, John Ferreira, fuck that nigga. John Ferreira saw things that he only saw pieces of the story. So it's like this. It's like, imagine a tomb run. Ever see those movies where you could raid a tomb, you could take the gold, but as you're leaving, the entire cave comes falling down and you don't make it out. It's like that. That's what it's like stealing the gift. But it's like, you don't realize that the gift only works. The gift is like a key. But the lock you gotta put it into, it's like, it won't work because it's your hand. But not just that. Who you gotta work with put out a hit on you. That's how you gotta think about it. It's like, say you want to work with Papa Legba, let's say. But the gift works with Papa Legba. But you want it, so you try to steal it. But Papa Legba has been trying to lure you in for a while. They've been waiting on you. So you steal something that belongs to him, and now you gotta square off with him. And the person that got you there to face him is like, you know how y'all set people up and you get a girl, and the girl gets the guy in a weakened state, and then, you know, a couple people come out of the closet. It's like that. So it's like somebody's hair being toyed with every single day. Every action is just toying with somebody's emotions every day. Every day. And it's like there's nothing that they could do about it but just live with it. Just live with the fallout. And it's like, I know this man is being irritated to within an inch of his life every single day. And there's like literally no going around it. So for me, it's like, imagine how it is to be standing by, sitting by, watching this happen. It's craziness. And it's like, it's so crazy. And I just have to mind my business a lot of the time, because I'm like, how can someone be so arrogant and not see this play by play? But I know that he knows a lot of what's going on. There's no way that he does not know what's going on. Because if you could see the screen on my laptop and you're watching the same thing I'm watching, then you at least know that much. Ain't no way. This is spiritually a mess. I've never seen anything as crazy as this in my life. Like, I don't know what to say. And I'm here and I feel like I'm in the middle of it, but it's like, I'm like, whatever, you know. Not to say now, you know, I will always be as honest as possible. Very much was irritating the beginning, the middle, and still I have to bear patience with this situation all up till now. I still do. I'm not gonna lie about that. But, you know, it's like watching someone just do anything that they can't, because they can't do much. Because you're outranked by every player on the board. You're literally the lowest ranking player on the board, and you have the biggest ego on the board. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be the weakest link of everybody. The literal weakest link, and just having to just like do little things to irritate people that don't matter. And this is why I made that video called The Art of War, because it's like, bruh, you don't have essential contracts. You don't have essential contracts. You don't have the gift or control over the gift. You keep losing territory. You're fighting for free at this point. You're fighting for your life, and you're fighting for free. People are working for free. So not only are people not getting paid, not only are people gang stalking and not getting paid, but it's like people are in danger, and you're on the top of the list of who's in danger. So it's like you went from working for a cause, you went for working for money as a business, you know, person, if that's what you call yourself. if that's what you have been able to do, or to get away with calling yourself, to now having to work for free because you're binded up in the same thing that you tried to get other people binded up in. And this vow is crazy. Now, see, the difference with me, I don't want to be in people's energy. People want to be in my energy because my energy is zen. I don't want to be in anyone's energy. Because when I get into John Ferreira's energy, he talks to himself. Or he talks to whatever is going on up here. It's a lot of different things going on. And he answers himself back and he rambles and it's scary. And the way he speaks is despondent. Like he is like not there. So it's like the thing speaks to him and he speaks back to it. And it's scary to hear this. And I'm just thinking to myself, get me out of this energy ASAP. And these people are in that house or whatever they're in and they're panicked. There is panic every day and people are not sleeping and people are being impulsive and they're being impatient. And it is a scary situation. It is a nightmare. And that's why I have to just, mother's right. God is always right. I always have to just listen. Even if I don't want to, I have to listen. Even if sometimes I get irritated. But it's like I gotta chill. Because I'm like, what's worse than being followed around? Worrying every day that your door is gonna get kicked in and they're gonna be using heavy artillery to take you out. You, the goofy ass woman that agreed to have sex by a child by a bisexual man, a goofy woman who gets to watch another man be obsessed with another woman that doesn't want him, the child in the house whose diaper they don't change, they don't take care of this kid is being neglected 100%. 100%. You can't come in people's energy and it's like you could smell the diaper. Like, take care of the kid first before you come into people's energy. That's wild. It's so much goofiness going on over there. These people are struggling to buy food, to pay bills. These people are being hounded by bill collectors. Nobody's health is okay. Every time they get a call, he goes into a panic because he's like, what? Who died? Who's in the hospital? Who did this? Who got gunned down? Who got intercepted? What didn't cross through? Every day. It's a nightmare. Now I can't relate to what it's like to live a nightmare. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm very peaceful. I might be the only one at peace in this whole situation. That's why I get to look around and just be like, oh my God, what is going on here? There's times, and it's like, that's the thing when people put my face on the problem, There's times I'm feeling work thrown at me and mother's throwing work back. And I'm just reading a book or I'm just watching a video and I'm like, yo, they're going at it again. So I know why it would seem like it's me. And it's like, to be honest with you, if I really think about it from this angle, I kind of do forgive it. I do just let it go. And it's not to say that the karma is not going to hit in biblical fashion, like in Diablo. It's not to say that it's not gonna come down with a force 10 times with the aggression that one could imagine. It's not to say that what people are going through right now that they think is bad is not just the warning shot. And that's not actually it hasn't started yet. So it's like, imagine you're panicked, you have anxiety, and you're weak. And God's like, why are you weak? We haven't started yet. Get up. Stand up. So I'm watching it from the outside and I'm like, you know what? I can't be mad. I can't be mad. You know, somebody lived a life of greed and God let them get away with things for a long time. And they don't know God. And they never believed in God. They didn't think that there was a God. And then lo and behold, there is a God. And now you find out that you thought you were a god, but you're not even tapped in. And then you find out that you don't even have a rank. You just know how to cook stuff up. And the stuff you cook up is not even like big like you thought. Like you really thought you were doing a lot. But you were taking advantage of spiritually vulnerable people. So now when you meet somebody with real rank, and you meet somebody who doesn't put up with nothing, and sees what you're doing as child's play, as nonsense, and it really is like dealing with a child. That's what's irritating about it. It's taking patience with somebody who's lashing out. It's tit for tat, but it's like, I can't play tit for tat with anyone. Like I'm not going to do that with anyone. I'm not going to go back and forth spiritually with people that they're just doing the best that they can. They just want to say, oh, you said this, well, I'm going to show you. But didn't even have the eyes to know that they don't have the proper contracts that they thought they had. And they don't know that they haven't had it for a very, very, very long time. Like, people have been playing with you. Like, and it's like, I guess you heard it in the readings, right? So it's like, how you didn't see, like, that's exactly, this I have to laugh. It's like, but I thought you were a god. Like, how did you not see any of this stuff? How do you not know what's going on? There's so much that this person doesn't know, but of the little that they know how this works. Once things are in the astrals, they're laid out, you could just go to sleep and like just, you know, make snow angels. You don't have to do anything else. Everything is locked in, you know, and he knows what's going on. What do you mean? Like, everybody should know what's going on. I don't know, maybe the readers that they have are not reading right. Maybe God is blocking the readers too. Because how is it possible that the people that hired them can't hire a reader to just know the truth? Because they've been saying from like the spring, the summer, that this person's still going around saying that they have a contract that they don't. And they never looked into it. And I'm thinking, damn, I thought they saw everything. You know, you have to just, I don't know. I have to just deal with it and let it play out. I have to just work with it and just be patient. And, you know, I have to deal with the little tantrums until the very end, because that's what a person trying to survive is going to do. You know, maybe I would do the same thing too. It's like, if you can't actually get what you want out of a situation, if you can't actually get, you know, and I wasn't going to talk so much spiritual in this live, to be honest with you. I was going to talk about other stuff, but it's like, I don't know, man. This is crazy. This is so nuts. This is so nuts. I've been saying this for the longest time. Like, I'm not really fighting with people. Like, they know I'm not. Like, I'm always chilling. Every time you come into my energy, I'm always just relaxing. I'm always just working. I'm just doing my thing. And I'm not even working in no, like, hurried type of way or no impatient type of way. Because, again, we know how this works. We know how this works. Everybody's on the same page now. See, when I didn't know how it worked, when I didn't know like what was going on and I didn't put the pieces together, I used to get a lot more upset. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we talk about war, we talk about conquering the correct territory. And the correct territory is really not these small things. But again, when someone's fighting for their life, I get it, you know, and the kind of blowbacks that are coming back, the blowbacks are getting worse and worse. It's like, you know, somebody caught a terminal illness in the spring. You know, a person cannot even focus on their own business. They have to be in 24-hour-a-day divination to see what's going on. They gotta have like 3 screens in front of them and 2-3 cell phones, and like they gotta also be high and they gotta be tapped in, and they gotta try to calm themselves down, because these are not the kind of people that you want to owe. They're not, and they're looking for them. And it's 2 groups now. The groups are separated and you can see it. So it's like 2 different groups working. Like it's almost like it's a race against time now. It's like one group is sending people and the other group sending people, and one wants to be the one that accomplishes it and the other one doesn't care who accomplishes it. And it's crazy. But it's like in everybody's heart, in the pit of their stomach, they know how this is gonna go. Or they should. They should. Is there still hope? Listen, I admire anybody that still has hope. I do. And I have to be honest, and I've said it once and I will say it again. I respect anybody that can still wake up and have the strength to keep going in this situation. This is not okay. Man down. Send help. 911. This is an emergency. This has been an emergency for a long time. So, you know, it is like, I have to chill. I have to chill. Like every time I get irritated, I'm like, why are you irritated for? You have your health. Why are you irritated for? It's not like you're sitting here unable to find money for the medication. You gotta really be debating between medication, food, rent. Diapers ain't even in that. They don't care about that. Like, let's be honest. That was not conceived for the right reasons. But you gotta think about medication, drugs, because you kind of need to be high to just do day to day at this point. And you know what? I have never advocated, and I will never advocate for drug use. But I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I understand. In his situation, he gets a hall pass from me, because these are treacherous circumstances. Like, you're fighting someone that you have to admit, like, you've never seen anything like this before, and this is terrifying. I get it. And then also it's like, you don't quite understand what God means, because it's looking funny for you. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it both? What is going on here? And every time they keep toying with you, they let you get like this close. They let you taste a little bit of it, thinking this is the time you're gonna get her. You're gonna get her this time. You're right there. You're waiting. You're like, it's gonna happen. And as soon as that happens, 7 of Cups. Smoke. Another illusion. 6 figures end up in the account. You're like, yo, what is going on here? I get it. I do. I get it. I get it. It's like, why would they toy with you like that? Like, just let you why? And it's been like that the whole time. All these surprises. And I remember he said to me one time, he said, we were talking about Ozark. He said, that show's funny. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Yo, mother has a sense of humor on her. Like, this is the thing. I'm like, she is me. This is what I would do. It's crazy. I love her so much. I swear to God. Like, I used to wake up in the middle of being gang stalked, and I'd be on the toilet and I'd be like, She really is me. There's no way. That's what I would do. Cause it's not enough to. It's too easy to just be like, no, you're not getting it, and you know you're not getting it. It's like, get you worked up, get you riled up, get your engines going, get you close, get you right there, right there, right there. You could taste it. You start bragging. You start getting ready. You start picking the car you're gonna drive. You start calling everybody, like, call your kids, like, what do you want for Christmas? Don't, daddy has it. Nope. You start calling all the little hookers, like, and then tantrum. Every time something happens to somebody, I don't know what happens. I didn't do it, but I'm facing the heat. I'm the one standing in the way, catching all the blowbacks, like all the heat. And I gotta send all of this back. I gotta clean all of this up. I'm just here like Molly the maid. Like, all right, this is not mine. All right. It's like, and before, mother used to be the one solely doing this. Like, okay, we need this one. Like, they send a lot of work. And it's like, God alchemizes a lot of that stuff. We need this one. We need this one. We need this one. We don't need HIV. We don't need that. We don't need possession. We don't need, like, let me fun story. So, and you know what? And if anybody joins the live, or, because I know IG does not tell you when you're in a live. I've been in people's lives and they run, and I get in the live and it shows no one's in there. And it was 100 people and it shows no one's in there. So I just keep talking because I know it just randomly will show people being in the live. But anyway, I remember, fun story, because I see everything in like, 3D or 4K, I should say. I remember one time I was working and I was, I had a little moment of a little break, and it was maybe September, and I was working on the list for BravoCon, and I hadn't slept well the night before, and I was a little bit tired, or either I hadn't slept well, or I just ate, and then I got itis or whatever. I got tired after eating, and then I was about to fall asleep, and this man tapped into my energy, and he was like, oh, hell no, you're not sleeping, and threw some work my way, and I got irritated, and I start cussing. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I don't know why I gotta go through this crap. I'm going off. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm already awake. Let me do my work. And that day I probably sent maybe, I don't know, like 150 emails or something. And I got all my responses, and I really got setting up everything. And that is how BravoCon came about. It was that particular day. That day. And it was like, and I really said to myself, I was like, I'm only going to nap for like an hour or two, and then I'm going to wake up, and then I'm going to do the work that I'm set to do, because I already had everything planned out. I had everything laid out. And I have so many stories of that, where all the energy being sent at me has always been the energy that's been alchemized for my betterment. And in my heart, I know that there are times where God's like, it's too bad that you're not getting hit with that kind of work anymore, because they used to let things get through so I could do what I had to do, so I could get to where I had to get. And it's crazy. And parts of it was kind of like, it was a little bit of guidance for me to kind of understand, like, no, you got to get to work. No, you're not supposed to be in the mall. No, this is not supposed to happen. No, you're not supposed to go that way. No, like, it was really using your enemy to steer you in the path that you want to go. So I always was very aware that if something didn't work, it was because it wasn't supposed to work. Because once something was supposed to work, it would work. And that's very obvious. So it's like, I already knew I was not gonna get hit with anything. I knew that early on. I knew this was just, it's like so obvious. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's really obvious the way this is going if you actually like open your eyes. It's really obvious how it's going. And if people are not on the run yet, I don't know why they're not. Like, let me not say anything. People should do whatever they want to do. I shouldn't get involved, honestly. I'm just an innocent bystander who's been written into this story. And I'm just in a video game. And I'm going along collecting points. And I get points for certain things. And I have to do things to get to other levels. And on and on and on, however the video game is played. But it's like, people are really playing checkers. And God is not even playing chess. It's like a game that nobody else knows how to play. Like, this is just being, like, people are being toyed with. And it's like, sometimes I'm bursting because I'm like, oh my God. But it's like, there's no way out of the situation. It's like the cards are saying it. It is what it is. There's like, literally, you can't get out of this. The oath was made. It has to get done. The karma's built up. The energy's put out. It's in the air. And it's like, God's not even letting all the energy hit back. Like, just have suspended energy in the air is so crazy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You thought I was an enemy. You thought I was an enemy. I'm not. I would be easy to deal with, to be honest, compared to what you guys stepped into. This is craziness, yo. This is madness. This is madness. Madness. None of the entities are listening. None of the entities are cooperating. It's like the whole universe, the underworld, heaven, everything is against you. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I had something so different to talk about, but it's like, it just hits me every day where it's like, it's all orchestrated. This is a simulation. This is like, life is a simulation. Life is a simulation. Like, I've just been watching life play out in slow motion, and it's like, I'm the one that no one listens to. No one listens to anything I say. People should, and it's like, damn, like, I'm not gonna continue convincing people, and then they feel betrayed by me when they get got. Like, oh, you didn't say anything. Bruh, if I said anything, would you listen? Everything I'm saying right now, is anybody listening? No, nobody cares. That's why I can say it. That's why I can say it. That's why I can say all of this. If somebody has any hope of getting out of this, like, of life going back to normal and living happily ever after, what? Even if people succeeded in getting me out of here, what on earth makes you think that you will live happily ever after and prosper? Like, how? Like, you gotta see what's happening here. This is crazy. This is nuts. I mean, I'm just grateful that I'm not involved in this way, to be honest. I'm grateful that I consider myself a bystander. I do. And I know people won't consider me a bystander. And they're like, you're the one who did it. You prayed the dark prayers. I was supposed to. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm also in the simulation. What are you talking about? I'm a human being, right? Right? Woo! Phone almost fell. I don't know what that means. But I'm human. I don't know what to say. And I didn't pray dark prayers. Did I? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. Yo, I don't know. I don't care. I would never want to be in this situation. This is crazy. This is crazy. And you know what? This is why they told me not to get involved, because they knew I'd start pitying the situation. Because this is crazy. It's like when you hear I pity the fool, this next chapter is about to be called Armageddon. When you are playing that you're a god, you better be a god. You know, in Diablo, and I know John Ferreira plays Diablo because I used to get those ads all the time when he was trying to not do things anymore. He was trying to keep control of himself, and I think he still is. When he was fighting the entity for control, he used to try to keep himself occupied. So he used to play video games, and he probably told himself he's just gonna monitor me and whatever. So the Diablo ads used to come up. So is it Diablo? What's the name of that game? It has to be Diablo. Anyway, I got interested. I wanna play that game too. Where do I find that game? I'm gonna buy it. Anyway, you know, in Diablo, there is one energy that even all the gods fear. And you know what energy that is, right? Stop playing. All the gods fear death, because no one can escape that. Yo, I'm just saying. What? Are you fighting death? Is that what you people are doing? Please, yo. I can laugh because, you know, that's my mother, all right? And my higher self, too. And my higher self. So I can laugh. If I was not on this side, if I was not on that side, I would definitely not find it funny at all. I would honestly just, I wouldn't do it. I would just give in. I'm being honest, I would. That's why I can respect it, because what? Fight what? You gotta understand, like, when you're done fighting over here, there's still an afterlife. You still have to go back and meet every decision that you made. Imagine, like, man, I would be scared to go back and meet the energies that I've been playing in. Because from day one, I've always known this man owes on every side. These people owe all energies, they owe people, they owe human beings, they owe all kinds of things. They're indebted. And been trapped astrally, I want to say at least from the spring. Been trapped up there. And from the day I met this guy has smelled like death. Day one, he smelled like death. And it's like, you know, to be so trapped up that all you could do is try to send, like, make someone age prematurely or make them break out on their skin or try to steal a piece of energy here and there. It's like, damn, it's really bad. It's like you're a street rat. It's like you're a street rat. Oh, God. Gods don't behave that way. Gods know who the creator is. No God would violate the Most High in that way. Nobody would violate the Most High in that way. I get terrified. When I see the way people behave. I'm like, wow, this is brave. This is scary. But, you know, and imagine where you're at right now, the kind of 2023 you've been having, thinking that's the warning shot. So it's like, what do you mean? What's the news cycle gonna look like? It's crazy. That's scary. And then to have to put on a brave face and have those people outside putting on a brave face because they spiritually don't know the truth. They don't know the truth. They don't know what's coming. You gotta make them pretend that they're not hungry. Think about being at war and your army is starving and you can't get new soldiers to come in. Craziness, man. I wouldn't personally, myself, I would, you know, I don't know what I would do. I wouldn't imagine myself in this situation because I have respect. I have respect for spirituality. I have respect for the Most High. You know, I'm in a tough situation because I'm in the middle of it. But I know enough to know this is not the kind of smoke you want. Smoke on all angles, losing in all ways. People thought they knew all about candles. People thought they knew all about spell work. You're gonna do spell work in a situation where the creator already showed you this is a bad idea. Eh, come on, man. Come on. What was in the cards that they didn't see? Maybe they weren't getting the right readings. Maybe that's why they watch the readings that I watch. Because there's no way, there's no human possible way. Like, all people are doing is just biding time, kicking people out of lives, reporting an Instagram, reporting a YouTube, and they know they're only gonna do this. It's only a matter of time. They've lost control. The car is spinning out of control. Death threats all 2023. Them people are gonna get you for sure. It's like, you know, they're gonna get you because there's nowhere you could run. And it's just like, oh my goodness, what a catastrophe, what a mess. You know, last thing I'm gonna say about this: when you come into people's energy, just like when you go into the tomb, right? You breathe in that air, and the air is poisonous. People coming into my energy in this way have been breathing in poisonous air for a very long time. That is also the kind of stuff that you guys just do your research before you play around. Taking things, items, and keeping them is crazy. You don't know what you're doing when you do this stuff. It's like robbing a temple. It's like robbing a temple. It's just bad idea after bad idea after bad idea after bad idea. People bring people into my energy, and I'm watching Mother hover over the people. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. And they're talking to me, and they're disrespecting me, and they're being whatever, and I'm just like, damn. It's out of my hands, you know? Everybody has to do what they do. And telling people it's me, and now when people see me in public, they're like, they're in the car looking away. Why are they looking away? Because you told them, don't look at her, don't look her in the eyes, because you know everybody that looks at her, blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming that's what people are saying. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of things, believe it or not, I don't want to know. I don't go looking for information. Like, people look for information on me, and I do not go looking for information. People try to come into my energy, tap into my energy, and I'm scrambling out of their energy. It's like it happens by accident, and I gotta get out of it. I cannot stay there. I cannot. It's scary in there. It's terrifying. What do you mean you're talking to yourself? It's bad. But a person's mind is gonna break. This is too much pressure. This is a lot. It's a lot of responsibility. But these are godlike activities. You know, gods don't get heroin. They don't get drugs. None of that. I hate tapping into people's energy. I know that, what do you call this? The inner elbow. I know that this is like destroyed and marked up and scratched up. I know withdrawal is a very hard thing to go through. So it's like, be strong like I had to. Because, you know, they're waging war. And I mean, I have to learn to forgive it for myself. Like I constantly say, I have to learn to let it go for my own peace of mind and my own frustration, because I really do feel like I'm dealing with little children here. And I'm glad I have reference and I understand, because before I was like, why are they holding on to this issue? This is crazy. This should be let go. But I realized that there was an oath taken, and that they're, people are binded to the things that they said they're going to do. And it's their life on the line, and the life of the children and the baby in the belly and all of that. Like, I get it. So, but I pray no one looks to me for mercy. Can you imagine looking to your your arch nemesis, for mercy, for forgiveness? When you have Capricorn in the blood, it makes you a little different. People should know that. Having Capricorn in your blood, I don't care where that placement is, it makes you a little bit different. I used to look at my birth chart and think this is perfection. I don't know. I think it's perfection. I'm biased. It's me, right? But I used to look at my own birth chart and I used to think to myself, wow, I can see how this can work very well. I see the role of every placement. That Capricorn moon, it doesn't make me conducive to things like, I don't know, it's like having that kind of blood, and people know John's a Capricorn. He knows how this goes. You know how that goes. So it's crazy depending on somebody with so much Virgo in their chart. I don't even know. Like, the forgiveness is like, I understand the situation, and it's like, I understand that they have to try to continue to intimidate me, and they have to try to be strong and like show a good face and don't let people know that we are bankrupt, because for a whole year we haven't been able to focus on any more income. We've used all our time and all our effort and all our resources to get revenge, and I haven't been feeding my army, and I haven't been paying attention to anything, including myself, and the only thing that has mattered is just getting this done, and I thought I could get it done, and I can't get it done, and I'm terrified, but I can't show people that I'm terrified, because the last thing I want is for people to know I'm suffering or that they're winning. Winning, winning, winning. You know who used to say winning all the time? Charlie Sheen. You gotta be careful. You know what Charlie Sheen also won? That is not what you want to win. Was not being responsible, was out here partying, was doing craziness, and gifting people along the way with the karma. Not good. Not right. But 48 minutes, and I'm just talking about spiritual stuff that nobody's going to understand except myself and the other parties who are playing with candles and blood and sacrificing and doing a whole bunch of stuff, because it's desperate times. Been calling for desperate measures for like a long time, and this really is the song that never ends, and it's like walking down to the guillotine in slow motion. So like I said, be strong, like I had to. That's why I don't identify as a victim. That would be hypocrisy. That would be terrible. Even saying a survivor is like, they you know what? They got their hits in. They got their hits in. They got that business out of my hands. As far as like, I had alternate plans. They took some stuff. They took stuff from me. They sent a lot of work at me. Boy, you can imagine the amount of work I put up with, the amount of spell work I put up with for a year. Crazy. Okay? So, I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing was accomplished. Just not what was supposed to be accomplished in the way that it was supposed to be accomplished. So, I'm comfortable and not nervous, and I'm not scared. This is not scary. Like, please stop it. But they have to do what they have to do. What other tricks do they have? What else are they gonna do? You know, they can always send more death spells if that's what they want to do. They could do that. They can send more spell work. They're always open and welcome. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's crazy that it took a year to see that this was probably a bad idea, doing all of this. But, you know, at least I would hope that people have figured out that the more you send that stuff, nothing's happening and it's a bad idea. I would hope so, but I don't have any faith because I've seen enough. I've seen too much. So I don't have any faith that people are going to learn any lesson from this. I just think that when spell work is how you've lived your life and it's how you've accomplished things, you don't know where else to go. It's what you have to do. It's like the idea of it not working is very crazy, like losing confidence in your gifts. And that's the thing about being in spiritual, what do you call it, in purgatory or spiritual prison, is like spiritual jail. That's what it is. Being in spiritual jail, I always used to say, like, that is worse to me than anything. Like, imagine waking up and not being able to spiritually tap in. Yo, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would panic. That alone, even if nothing went wrong, to have to live like 100% like a mortal, like, I would not. Yo, hell no. So I sympathize with the stress. I don't sympathize with, not I sympathize with it, the wrong word. I understand it. I understand the stress. I don't sympathize with it because people earned the place of being in a situation where they are not tapped in. And then on top of it, yo, the whole thing has been adding insult to injury. On top of it, to train the person to wake up and train the person who you're supposed to be putting a hit out on is madness. I'm telling you, I get it. I don't want anybody to think I don't get it. I get it. I know all the readers are dragging people, but I get it. How you gonna make me train my arch nemesis? How you gonna make me wake up my op? And then tell me that they have higher... It's like being at a job for 30, 40 years, giving them your lifeblood. And this random kid comes in, doesn't know how to spell job, just because they're the CEO's son or daughter, and you have to train them. And not even for your position. You find out they don't care about your position. They're like phasing out your position. Like, they only wrote you in the job so one day you could train this kid. What? No. And you have to leave. No party, no celebration, no payout, nothing. Like, they're writing you out. Craziness, right? But you earned it. It's like people earned it. They know they couldn't get away with this forever. Or did they? I don't know. Who knows? People are delusional. So it is what it is. But you know what I actually came here for? It's been an hour, so I'm gonna just have to upload this how I uploaded this, because I actually have a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. But the last thing I'm gonna talk about is just the irony of everything. When you're in one of these loops, I call it a labyrinth, I call it a dome, I don't know what to call this one. I'm going to find a name for it because it has to be good. I can't just call it anything. But when you're in one of these loops where no matter what you do, it works against you. I just don't have the name for this. See, that's the thing. When you have when you go to someone to initiate you, or when you are initiated through somebody else's school or book, or you pay for it, or people give you knowledge because it's been written down, whatever. When you do it that way, you know what the terminology is. And I don't know what the terminology is, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and fake like I know the words for everything. I'm learning some of the stuff. I just know it intuitively. I just know the feeling of things. I just know how it works. But when you're in under one of these situations where no matter what you do, no matter how you play, you know, there's a thing in chess that's like this. The closest way to explain it, I guess, it's a checkmate. Or you know what it's like? It's like checkers, but like wherever you are on the board, no matter where you put yourself in a position, you put all your players in a position that no matter what your enemy does, you're going to win, and they're going to king you one way or the other. So when you're playing checkers with people like this, and chess is like this too, you know that whether you go back, forth, left, right, any move you make, you're surrounded, you're blocked in. And that's kind of where people are right now. No matter what move they make, they're blocked in. You know that. So it's like, if you complete your task, you're stuck. If you don't complete the task, you're stuck. That's just what it is. So they wanted me out of the stores because that's what they were supposed to do. But me not being in the stores means it's harder to access my energy. And, you know, coming in my home and stuff like that, like, everything's changed. So it's like all roads blocked. So like right now, if they could find a way, they would desperately want me back in a store. You know, they wanted me not to have the house, but now that I don't have the house, it changes everything. It makes everything more difficult. It adds a layer of complexity to everything. So if they would have their way, they would want me back in the house. Now, they want to block my channels and my social media. Like, it's between a rock and a hard place, because you want to get rid of the social media, and you want to get rid of the channel, but the channel is how you can listen to what I have to say and get some access. You got to do it through the channel. So if you got rid of the channel, then you would be in the dark. If you got rid of the YouTube, you could say, or you got rid of the Instagram, you could say to yourself, oh, she doesn't have an Instagram anymore, she can't work. But it's like, then how are you going to know what's going on? Because the job wasn't done. What if she disappears? Like, how are you going to keep tabs on her? You know, you want to get rid of everything that I have. You want to keep me in the dark, but it's like, if I'm in the dark, then you're in the dark. You don't even know where to shoot. It's between a rock and a hard place, I tell you. It's like just sitting on your hands and just waiting, and you don't even know what you're waiting for exactly. Because these people are playing games with you, and everything seems like a trap. Everything feels like a trap. What kind of magic is this? I don't know. Scary stuff, right? Yo. Well, I have to leave it here, because I was going to talk about actual concrete things, and I cannot talk about them anymore, as I spent all the time doing this. And it's like, my goodness. Like I said, I just have to, I don't know, let it go, I guess. Let it go. Everything is already in the ethers, and, you know, I just want everybody to know I'm working on the forgiveness thing. Even though I say I understand and I forgive, that's just in this moment right now. Sometimes I still struggle with it. It's not my favorite thing to think about, because I find it to be crazy. And people want to get mad at me, and I was just minding my business, living my life, my very quiet life, being very peaceful and graceful and elegant and lovely. Okay? Just being, Mary who had a little lamb, or whatever y'all people were calling me behind my back. I don't want to be Medusa. Why would anybody wake up and want to be that? Who knows? Maybe people push you. Who knows? I do have some boundaries. There are things that I don't like when people do. And I think people should just keep me in a very calm energy. This is the best way to keep me. I think the tit for tat thing is a bad idea. I always have. And I've always said that. I have to just... I don't enjoy some of these things. And it's like people have little children they should think about and stuff like that. And just please is how I'm gonna leave it, because I'm on camera right now, and I would like to be respectful of people that don't always understand what's going on and what we're talking about here. I think some things people think are a joke. They're not a joke. This is not a joke. So it continues to get worse. And that's the thing. That's the thing about people just playing a lot of games and thinking everything is a joke. And thinking, I'm going to poke once more. Even now, just poking. Just poking. Infuriating themselves. Just being disrespectful and violating. And then it's like, one small violation, now you're sick. Another violation, now you're homeless. Now this, now that. It's like, I don't enjoy this exchange. I don't enjoy it. I don't. And it's look, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people didn't listen. It's unfortunate that, well, they weren't supposed to listen. You guys have been doing evil things for a long time. And you could say, oh, I don't care if I go to hell and whatever, because you play in energies and the energy looks sweet when it's up here. It looks sweet. It's really not sweet. It's not sweet. It's not sweet. So even in war, there are rules. Like, even in war, there are rules. And, there are war crimes for that purpose. And it's like, I think the craziest part is like, I think people are out here committing war crimes and they don't understand that. So people just don't understand. They just do whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what's going on. And nothing is up to me. So my forgiveness means not much. Nothing is up to me. Everything's already in the air. I think I'm going to reach in the air and take it back. How am I supposed to do that? Things can't be uncrossed. They can't be uncrossed. People know how this works. You don't reverse work. How can work be reversed? Energy's already been created. Nothing's up to me. It's in God's hands. God decides if to answer the prayers or not. But if I had it my way, anyway, doesn't matter. It's God's way. That's why the YouTube is God's way. And it's crazy that the YouTube is God's way, because you know how all of this started. The same way. So it is what it is. Be strong, like I had to be, because yo, it is just starting. Last year was warnings. That was warnings. You don't think it's a warning to stop? You don't think seeing all that stuff is supposed to be a warning? You want to fight with gods? That's crazy. But if you think you're a god, you should be fighting with gods, not with me. I don't claim to be a god. I am reluctantly human. Reluctantly. I'm here. I'm just here. You know? So, anyway, I said I was gonna leave it alone like 10 minutes ago. I hope the lady on the phone enjoys the message. Take care, be strong, hang on. There will be no mercy shown at all. And I know that Ferreira Rocher is too unstable to moderate the live himself, because he's gonna jump in, he's gonna say some very incriminating things. So you guys are doing a good job of hanging on. I salute you. Keep going. I respect it. I do. Every day I'm like, damn. I respect myself, I respect God, and I respect the hard work going through here, because I don't know if I would have had the strength to keep going under these dire situations, boxed in like this. Like the worst enemies that you could have, and in the middle, back to back, trying to defend yourself from these crazy energies, and knowing that the target you have cannot be reached. I'll be damned if y'all ever reach your target, for sure. It's not gonna happen. And look at us here. We're already in the final hour. We're already in 2024. Y'all shaped my life forever in 2023. Congratulations. You bullied me. You did a lot. You really did. And none of it worked, and it had the opposite effect. So my condolences. Thank you for the training though. Y'all did not take it easy on me. I will say that for sure. Went crazy and broke your mind in the process. Thank you for the training. I feel like I could take on the world from here. I really do. I cannot see what I would be scared of from here. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your gifts and your talents. It feels amazing. You've been doing this stuff. This is wild. This feels great. It feels amazing to be you sometimes. I'm joking. Everybody's so uptight. I'm joking. Before you guys start acting up again. I don't enjoy all the time the tit for tat, the childish stuff, because you know how this is gonna end. Every time I say one thing, somebody gets mad. They want to throw some work. Now I gotta let's be at peace. Let's be calm. Okay? Take a break. Relax. Enjoy the pregnancy, nest, order a pizza or something. I don't know. I'm joking. When I say, oh, it feels good to be you. Of course it doesn't. It feels horrific. I don't even want to be in that energy. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, have a good night, for real, for real.